Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems again, and welcome back to another edition of Track Walk in MX Bikes, where today we're going to be playing a track called Hill Valley MX by username RS underscore, or just RS perhaps, on the MXB mods page. It is a bit of an older track, not like brand spanking new or anything crazy like that. He released it, I think, back in like early 2020-ish, and I feel like it was really popular back then, and it's still popular now. I still feel like I see it pop up on servers. But I remember picking it up when it was pretty fresh and like trying to like learn the game on it, and I feel like I've gotten pretty comfortable with the game while playing this track. So it was one of those tracks that like always kind of floated to the back of my mind when I thought about doing a track walk, because it's just one of those tracks that I just got accustomed to as like almost a stock track in the game with how much I've been able to play it. But it is a very good track and definitely warrants showing off a little bit, playing it for a track walk video. And I'm sure a lot of people that play MX Bikes consistently will have probably played this track before, so I don't even need to let you guys know in on the secret. But those of you that are maybe a little bit more casual to MX Bikes, don't play it as often, definitely would recommend this track. It's got such a fun, easy flow about it to pick up on. It's one of those tracks that doesn't have a whole lot of ruts or braking bumps or anything on it. There's some, like, they're noticeable, and there's some things that you can like get into, lean over in. The bumps are there, but they're definitely not that difficult to navigate. They're not like a full-blown national track when it comes to the braking bumps and all that stuff like that. So because of that, I would definitely recommend this track to players that are more on the beginner level. I feel like I'm trying to accomplish that a lot more with my track walk videos on the earlier side of my MX Bikes forays here a little bit, so that anybody picking up the game for the first time, you're checking out one of the first 10 to 15 episodes of track walk in MX Bikes. You're not going to download a track that's like almost impossible to get going if you're not very comfortable with the aspects of the game. So this track, I feel like, just hits all those marks. It is a little tricky. Like, if you're really just learning the game, this would be a tough track, I feel like, just because it is hilly, so you're going to have to use the brakes a lot. It is jumpy, so you're going to have to be comfortable with, like kind of leaning back off of jumps and flowing where the bike direction goes and stuff like that. But if you're relatively comfortable in those aspects, this track will be fairly easy to get the hang of and play pretty well. So that's why I wanted to do it for a track walk here today and show you guys this lovely track here by RS as I try to get a little bit more into bikes now. We got a whole new like SYS Racing MX Bikes team that is really starting to take off. We're going to start doing, I feel like, a lot more MX Bikes content now because we have so many new team members and everybody kind of getting back involved into the bike scene. So looking forward to it, very excited about it, and just kind of excited to kind of share with you guys some of the stuff that we got coming up soon. Riding our outdoor bike now, so we're jumping over to Cowie's, but that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, just getting back into the MX Bikes grind a little bit. Hill Valley MX, going to be a fun track to play here today. Talking about this track, like, I love a lot of aspects about this track that I frequently talk about things that I like on motocross tracks. Elevation, using the elevation well. Like, he's got jumps in and out of valleys, which I feel like sometimes, people will make elevation, but they'll literally just go up and down hills and not add any like extra flair to it. RS has done a terrific job, I think, with making the jumps flow to the terrain and, not overdoing it necessarily, not making everything a huge downhill triple or uphill step up or something like that. Like, he's included little rhythm sections. He's got this nice long flowy downhill into this tabletop at the bottom of the hill. Like, he's very evenly spread out, the good and the bad with this track, I feel like. So, like I said at the beginning of this, it just has like a really solid flow to it, even if you're, not comfortable with ruts or anything like that. There's not ruts. There's this little tricky uphill roller section that I struggled with myself for quite a while. Like, I wasn't very comfortable in whoops in this game. And you can see I still just kind of flubbed it as well, still trying to get this double. But for a while, I was not very comfortable with whoops in this game. So like an uphill roller section like that, if you're not comfortable in whoops, it might be a little bit of a challenge, but you can quite easily just double up the hill as well, and don't have to put too much extra thought or effort into really doing anything crazy with that. So overall, just good flow, fairly easy track to learn. Environment wise, I feel like he killed it. It feels very much like a real track. Like, I could see like a national being hosted at this track and would not be surprised. trees, the shadows. He's got, some banners and some hay bales and some stuff like that around. And then, even off track, like he took the time to include like little, there's like a pathway there on the left side of the track. There's like sprinklers on the side of the track. Just all in all, put in the work, and it shows, I feel like, with this track, where it's not just, a track and some decent decals thrown down and that's it. Like he put some thought into where the trees will go, and how the shadows are going to lay out in each corner, where the sprinklers would be laid on the track and stuff like that. So again, like I said, a lot of times with track walk in either MX Sim or now MX Bikes, the reason why I end up reviewing a track is to show to the community, obviously, that there's a lot of different tracks out there. There's Supercross, there's Motocross, I need to do some enduro stuff as well. We got to get down and do the Erzberg Rodeo at some point in this game. But there's just so many different things that the community members are constantly building and creating, and I can't get to all of them, but I try my best to get to the ones that I feel like maybe not necessarily are the best, but like really are going to have some good replay value for you. Like, I don't really like reviewing tracks that I feel myself get bored of rather quickly. So I really take a little bit more extra thought into, like, did this creator do a good job with the environment, and do a good job in building sections that are easy for all players in the game, and not just going straight in and saying like, this is a really, really good track for like pros only, so I'm going to talk about how pros can hit it, but if you're a beginner, you obviously can't do much on it. So yeah, hopefully this is one of those tracks that you guys will pick up and enjoy as much as I have. Like I said, it was one of those tracks that I felt like I almost learned the game with, as I was starting to get back into it a little bit from Sim. And now my skills are starting to come around a little bit. I feel like I'm getting back into a level of comfortability with this game, playing first person. I really was not that comfortable in the first person switch, but I felt like I had to sit down and like grind it out and try to learn this game in first person. Otherwise I was going to fall way behind pretty much all my friends and teammates now, because they are all getting very good at the game, and we've added some fresh faces to the team that are tremendously good at the game, so they're pretty much dragging me kicking and screaming at being good into this game now, and excited for it. Yeah, got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Let's finish up another lap on this track, and then I'll show off the environment just a little bit, kind of go around on some of the little roads that he has. There's nothing like beyond the tree line, I feel like, that you wouldn't expect to see. There's not like some big, freestyle section or a free ride area or anything like that. It really is just kind of the track and some good environment thrown through it. So, but I still want to go through the track a little bit and talk about some of the environmental aspects that he included. And yeah, finish off a lap on this track. I'm trying to get a little bit better at like floater whips too. For a while, I was only doing whips that like would just kick out immediately and never like add a little bit more kick to it, as we're going down right there. So you see some of my whips now are a little bit like just hang off the side of the bike and wait for the bike to catch up to me, because I'm not that good at popping whips on the takeoff of a jump, but we're getting there. We'll get there when it's time. Oh, we're going long. Oh, bouncing. I don't think I've gone outside in this turn yet, but there's nothing really different you can do. You could maybe hit it a little bit harder and triple in, but it doesn't really lead you anywhere, because then well, actually, you know what? You could probably triple that second jump, but it's still pretty tough. It's a pretty good size little triple to get. Maybe only 450 guys could get it consistently even. And then this table here at the bottom, fun little floater right past the kind of mechanics area. Like I said, there's not like really that many ruts on this track, so you can kind of apex the corners how you feel comfortable. Which again, I feel like for a new player is a good thing. You'll have some people tell you that you need to learn ruts in this game, and you certainly do. But you need to learn ruts like when you get good at the game enough, I feel like, to be comfortable laying into ruts and actually arcing your corners out. Laying into ruts in this game is one of the most satisfying feelings in motocross games, I feel like. You get it right, you lay into a rut, you kind of keep your momentum. Like this one right here, there's a tiny rut right there that I kind of just tucked the front wheel coming out of. But when you get into that one, you carry speed up the table, hit that jump, it feels like you're immersed into the game so well when you can connect the lines that easily. I'm not that good at it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm gonna finish off a lap here and show you guys some more of the track a little bit. Boom. Put down a 2:18.09 was my best or something like that. Or no, that was the one I just ran. All right, so show off the track a little bit. We got nice little like infield fenced off section right here. You can't go through this tunnel right here. But cool that he included this. It feels like a little like spectator VIP-ish area. And it pretty much just runs into a fence over here. Does this fence have collisions? It does. Knew that. Knew I was going to do that. So we'll turn it around and head back out. But this little trail, if I can follow along the footpath. This little footpath goes up the side of the hill right here. And then it levels out on this plateau. And then the track, this is a little weird to me. The track kind of like cuts through this footpath. So you have to cross the track at a weird angle and then you rejoin with the footpath. So that feels a little bit like maybe rushed laying down the footpath decals and stuff like that. But cool that he included this little like plateau up here at the top. Again, feels like a little bit like a VIP area, like looking out over the track, watching the race go on. Come back down through here. And this section right here, this little double section right here is so fun. Got some Red Bull tents and a little more VIP area over here. Little camera tower. Then that tabletop. But there's those sprinklers that I was talking about. I always think those look really cool on a track. It's unrealistic, I feel like, to a degree, because there's not that many tracks really in the world that have a sprinkler system all throughout the track. Like, it's pretty expensive to run water lines pretty much, you know, every little section of a track you can think of. But I love when people include them because it's not something that everybody thinks to include on a track, so it kind of evens out where, like, as many as you would expect to see in real life are almost as often in a video game. So that's definitely very cool. The start down here at the end is just a nice little flowy left-hand sweeper. Again, I feel like maybe they did race this. I'm sure there's a finish line jump sign that'll tell me what series this may have been raced for. Turn around and take a look. It looks like it was for the Northeast MX Motocross Series, presented by Alpine Stars, or so they say. Kind of cool. But yeah, overall, great track. Well done, RS _ Want to give you some props today. Spread the love in the MX Bikes community a little bit and show off this one. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie now. And it's weird to call a 2020 track oldie, but the MX Bikes community has absolutely exploded, I feel like, in the last year or so. So this track has already drifted off into like page 9 of the MXB mods motocross section, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, that's the expansion of the game, man. It's growing. The freight train is coming. It's moving. And I feel like it's not going to get stopped at this point. There's more and more people playing this game, more and more people sharing clips on social media and stuff like that. And it's just really cool to see a vibe like this about a motocross game where there's so many people into it again. Definitely feels like the early days of MX Simulator a little bit again, but maybe a little bit more organization, and hopefully it doesn't go down the path that Sim did eventually. But yeah, excited to see what happens with bikes in the future, because this is a good time for the game. And definitely, if you're new or you haven't started playing the game yet, I definitely would recommend getting a copy, because it's starting to take off and you might not want to miss this gravy train. So that's going to be it for Track Walk and MX Bikes today on Hill Valley MX by RS _ Get it, the link to this track in the description below. You guys can check out the link and the creator there. Be sure to go check out any of his other tracks, or maybe send him a message of encouragement for doing a fantastic job on this track. But that is going to be it for me today, signing off, and hopefully you guys have a lovely Monday wherever it is you are in the world. Kellen saying sayonara for now, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.